Welcome back to Savage Showdowns. This week we will again be returning to the battle arena. This week we will have the largest lizard ever, the Megalania, face off against an eastern lowland gorilla. But first, if you like this content, please consider giving it a like and consider subscribing. It's free and it really helps the channel out. First up, let's look at our primate combatant, the gorilla. Size. The eastern lowland gorilla is the largest gorilla alive today, with large males standing 5.5 feet tall and weighing in at just shy of 500 pounds. Strength. Gorillas have an impressive bite force of 3,420 newtons or 1,300 psi. This is due to their sagittal crests, which provide large surface area for muscle attachment from their jaws. In addition, they can lift up to 1,800 pounds and display impressive levels of brute strength in a fight. Speed. The eastern lowland gorilla can run up to 25 miles per hour, though this is rare to observe in nature as they normally walk at a leisurely pace of under a mile per hour while eating as they go about their day-to-day lives. Stealth. While gorillas lack natural camouflage, they are quite intelligent and have learned to hide from predators and people in various ways. Weapons and armor. For armor, the gorilla is lacking a bit. They do have an impressively durable skeleton, but their frame and skin leave a little to be desired from protection from attacks involving sharp objects such as claws or teeth. In terms of weapons, they have several types of teeth, including canines that can grow up to 2 inches long, which are backed by their powerful jaws. They also have their raw strength, which they can wield with deadly force. Finally, they are very intelligent, possibly the smartest animal on this channel yet, being known to use tools, think about the past and future, and exhibit complex problem solving. So how does the extinct super lizard Megalania stack up? Size. Due to lack of fossil evidence, there is some debate, but most sources put the largest Megalania as growing to 23 feet long and weighing 1,370 pounds. Strength. Bite force for Megalania is again difficult to determine, but they had serrated teeth, and assuming a behavior similar to Komodo dragons, they would rely more on grabbing and tearing than on crushing bite force. In addition, they were likely good grapplers, scoring off against other Megalania in wrestling matches. Speed. The Megalania is believed to have a sprinting speed of just 7 miles per hour, making it one of the slowest animals to be featured on this channel. Stealth. As an extinct animal, it is impossible to determine for sure, but again, assuming similarity to Komodo dragons, we can assume they were pretty stealthy animals stalking through the undergrowth while remaining low to the ground. Weapons and armor. For armor, Megalania had a durable monitor lizard skeleton combined with thick, interlocking scales that provided good defense against slashing claws or biting teeth. The scales are based again on modern relatives. In terms of weapons, the Megalania had 40 serrated recurved teeth that could grow up to 2 centimeters or about 1 inch long. Megalania also had large claws it could use to dig or wrestle other monitors, with which they also were likely quite large. Finally, the Megalania is believed to have been venomous, as well as possessing a bacteria-ridden mouth similar to the modern Komodo dragon. Assuming a similar venom type, this venom would prevent blood clotting, leading to massive blood loss when combined with its teeth, as well as making infection from the bacteria in its mouth much more plausible. So those are our competitors, so who wins? Let's find out. Our arena for this fight will be a semi-open area within a jungle, with interspersed dense ground vegetation. Our large male gorilla is munching on shoots and leaves, keeping an eye out to some degree while it eats, though not actively searching for danger. In the dense underbrush nearby, our Megalania is smelling the air, looking for some food. It notices the gorilla nearby and begins to lazily stalk closer. The lizard is low to the ground and is able to stalk close to the gorilla before sprinting towards it. However, the Megalania's slow speed allows the gorilla to notice it before it can land an attack. The gorilla, however, is used to defending his troop, or group of females and children, and squares up with the large prehistoric reptile. The Megalania makes a lunge towards the gorilla and grabs its leg, tearing it with its serrated teeth and letting some of the venom seep into the bite wound. The gorilla slams its arm down on the lizard, which attempts to dodge, but is too slow to get out of the way entirely, moving just enough that its scales and skeleton prevent any major damage from the attack. The gorilla backs away from the lizard and begins bleeding from its leg with moderate severity. The gorilla begins posturing and slamming its fists on the ground in its chest, attempting to scare off the massive predator. The Megalania lays down in the bushes and follows the gorilla for a few days as the wound continues to bleed and get infected. Eventually, it decides that it has waited long enough, its hunger getting the better of it, and confronts the gorilla. The gorilla begins to perform a territorial display once again, despite the pain in its back leg. The Megalania ignores this and walks closer before suddenly sprinting and biting into the injured leg, tearing off some flesh before retreating and eating it. The gorilla charges at the Megalania and rears up to slam its fists down. The gorilla is surprised, however, when the Megalania rears up as well, with its head above the gorilla's head, and slashes with its claws, attempting to wrestle the primate as it would another Megalania. The gorilla, however, is surprisingly strong for its size and manages to hold its own. As the wrestling match continues, the gorilla manages to land a bite with its powerful jaws into the Megalania's shoulder. The lizard hisses in pain before forcing the gorilla back with its weight, putting pressure on its injured leg. This causes the gorilla to lose balance and fall. Once on the ground, the Megalania tears the gorilla apart with its serrated teeth, eating flesh as it rips it off. Megalania wins. Admittedly, this fight is the most one-sided we have ever had on this channel, which is a situation that I usually try to avoid. However, a friend of mine suggested the fight and I was intrigued. But as I researched the animals in question, it became clear the gorilla couldn't stand up to the Megalania. I had considered having the gorilla lift the lizard, as this was within the body weight tricks laid out, but this was ultimately unrealistic given the lizard's shape. Still, I hope this video was at least fun to watch, and stay tuned for our Christmas special. But let me know what you think about this fight in the comments down below. Feel free to suggest any future fights. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next Savage Showdown.